Hey guys, welcome to Backyard Beer Brothers. My name's Rory Doherty, and in today's episode, we're going to be drinking this international beer right here. So, this one is called Chongqing, and it's from all the way over in China. So, pretty pumped about getting into this one. I've sort of started getting into a lot of different types of Asian beers, and it's just because there's a pretty awesome sort of Asian grocery right near my work. So, I think it's Tang's Asian Food Emporium, something like that, and they have a pretty awesome selection. So, as well as that, not too bad as far as the price is concerned as well. So, I think this one here came in at $5.20. It's a 500 ml can, and it's only coming in at 2.5%, so it's 1.2 standard drinks. But one thing that I kind of like is the fact that if you're looking at it from this side, it says Quin. But then if you flip it, bam, and get your pour on, you can also see the label up the other way on the back side of it. So I suppose if you're getting a skull on, people can still see what you're drinking. But let's get into it. It's funny that it's 2.5% because as far as Untapped is concerned, as of today, it comes in at a 2.5 out of 5. But, so, golden straw colour, pretty clear, fair, moderate carbonation I suppose, or to light carbonation. But sort of grainy more on the smell. There's not too much going on. Well, I suppose already had a look at a smell. Let's get into the taste. So cheers, cheers, cheers. Let's go. Mmm. Super easy drinking. So as far as sessionability is concerned, it's way up there. Not too much going on in the taste. There's no bitterness. There are this sort of taste of grains, potentially sweet malts coming through because there is a bit of a sweetness as well. But like at the same time, it's quite a bland beer. But I feel like this would pair well with some, I suppose, some good Asian food. You know, I'm a big fan of char kway teow, and I suppose having one of those with a little bit of chili in there, this would pair well with it. Like, as a segue, but there's a place we used to always go to in Wellington called, oh my god, probably should have prepared this. What is it called? It's Oak's Noodle House, there you go. And like it's the type of Asian place you want to go to, you know. It's got like the old faded menu, the lino covered tables, the mismatched chairs, etc. It used to be kind of like a dive restaurant in the middle of Wellington back in New Zealand. And I remember when me and my missus first started going out, we'd walk past and I'd be like, babe, let's go up there for some food. And she'd always go, no, looks gross, don't want to go there, etc. Except eventually we did go there, and now it's like our go-to restaurant. Whenever we go back to Wellington, my wife always hits me up, yo, we got to go to Oak's Noodle House, I need to get a number 20 with chicken. But it got to the point where we were such regulars that there was one day we went in, and like I said, my wife always gets a number 20 with chicken. That's like burned into my brain. And I said, and yeah, can I get a number 36? And the guy was like, nah. I was like, oh, are you out? And he goes, no, you want a number 35. I was like, nah, I don't think so. And I looked back, reading the menu, and it was like, number 36 was a Hawaiian chicken or something. I was like, oh, I don't want that. But number 35 was the char kway teow. Got onto that, so yeah, Oak's Noodle House, ever in Wellington, look it up. It used to be way cheaper. It's sort of more expensive now, but still very good. Now this beer is lacking. There was a couple of other regulars that we go to in Wellington. One of them is on Courtney Place called Casey Caf, and like question mark on whether I go there now. One of the last times I was in New Zealand, like we used to go there all the time. It's the place that has the sort of a little window with different types of meat hanging up. You know, you got the like Peking duck, roast pork, etc. And I used to go in there all the time with my mate Ray, sort of lived close by. But one of the more recent trips we went in there, and like, this is the scene, right? We went in, lined up, chose what we're going to get, ordered the food, sat back down at the table, and we could sort of look into the kitchen. Like, the kitchen's open, you can see everything's going on. So we've already ordered our food, and my mate Ray sort of started laughing, and he was like, oh yeah, you know, I don't come here as much as I used to. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, sweet, fair. And he goes, yeah, watch the chef and watch his cloth. And I'm like, oh man, like, you know, if this is something bad, why are you telling me after? Like, you should have told me before I suggested we even come here to begin with, you know. Like, anyway, so I'm watching this chef dude, and he sort of gets some of the roast or barbecue pork, and he wipes down the chopping board with his cloth. Sweet. Chops this meat up. Okay, puts that onto a plate. Meat back into the sort of where the window is, and then he wipes down the chopping board again with his cloth. Wipes the sort of meat cleaver that he used to chop the food up as well, and then he sort of wipes his forehead. I was like, God, with the same cloth, and I'm like, fuck, dude, why didn't you tell me this before? And then eventually our food comes out, and you're sort of like, ugh. And while this is happening, I'm still watching this guy, and he's sort of using it to, like, same cloth, wipe his hands, wipe down benches. Fuck, it made me feel gross. Not gross enough to not eat the food, though. So, still ate it, it was still delicious, but then I think that might have been a couple of trips back to Wellington ago. The last couple of times, I think someone suggested go to Casey Cafe, and I'm like, nah, fuck that place. All because of the cloth. But I think there's been a couple of places like that. There's another restaurant in Wellington. There's an area called Cuba Mall. Off Cuba Mall is this little, like, sort of, I think it's called Left Bank Arcade or something. And there's a restaurant there called, I think it's Satay Kampong, Satay Kingdom. I think it's Satay Kingdom. And that used to be our go-to because they used to do this, like, delicious laksas and, like, this amazing roti canai as well. And they had, in New Zealand, they got, like, one of those sort of hidden camera shows, and they did this story on Satay Kingdom. And what people were doing is they're, you know, you've got a roti canai, which is like a sort of curry sauce or like curry gravy. It's usually sort of thinner than a gravy, with sort of bits of chicken, you know, on the bone in there, as well as sort of potatoes, carrots, other vegetables, and so forth. And anyway, this hidden camera footage showed them going out to clear a table of people that had eaten this, and there was some gravy and stuff left in their bowl, and they've gone inside and they just tipped it back into their big pot of roti canai. I was like, that would be, like, I never went there again after that, and I've told a few people and they're like, oh god, I gotta stop going there, but it's still in business today. So the likeliness is they probably changed it. This is when I was a teenager, so you're looking like 20 plus years ago. But still, ever since I saw that on TV, I was like, nah, like, I can't go back there again. And there you go. So you got Oaks Noodle House, double thumbs up, KC Caf, question mark, and then you got Satay Kingdom, cut that. So if you go to Wellington, Oaks Noodle House, get on that. Alright, so what are we looking at this? This is like a very, very bland beer. 2.5 on Untapped. I think that's sort of being generous. Let's go to the questions. Number one, would I buy it again? No. On tap? Nope. Gift? No. What would I score it out of 10? I'd probably give it a 3. Just, there's sort of nothing going on with this beer. Low percentage. Only thing that it's got going is that it's in a 500ml can, but that's not going to save it. So yeah, 3 out of 10. It is below average bland. Rough. Anyway, so with that being said, beer's done, review's done, 3 out of 10 is what it is. But if you've made it this far, thank you very much for watching today. Please feel free to hit the like, hit the subscribe, and as always, I hope you have a good one. Cheers.